wondering how to auto-archive in Smartsheet? Well, if that's the case, then you've come to the right place, because in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to set up this automation from scratch, why you may want to do so, and I'm also going to be sharing some important tips and suggestions around this process along the way. So for the purpose of this demo, I've created a program or portfolio summary sheet. Now imagine this is the base sheet or the origin sheet. This is the sheet that we're going to be auto-archiving out of. Okay, this is where we're going to be setting up the automation. Now, ahead of time, I've created some dummy data here, and we're just basically in this sheet containing loads of information about the different projects that we're running. Now, for this demo, I want to set up some auto-archiving so that any project that reaches the completed status is auto-archived out to a completed project list sheet, and a separate automation when any project reaches the cancelled project status, it is auto-archived out to a different sheet, a cancelled project list sheet. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is to keep this particular sheet minimized. It's also really, really useful for reporting. So that's when you may want to set up auto-archiving to keep your data much more manageable, and also when it comes to reporting, because you could just run analysis or formulas, if you like, on these independent sheets and not the whole thing where you have to kind of exclude certain parameters, etc. So that's why you want to do it. Now, I'm just going to show you these sheets ahead of time. So this is the completed project list. So what I've done here is I created a copy of this sheet and deleted all the data, and that's brought in all of the project names, or the column names, I should say. Now, you could also create a new sheet from scratch and put in these names manually, but that takes a lot of time. So this is the completed project list that we're going to be auto-archiving the completed projects to. We've also got the cancelled project list. Now, you'll notice here, I created this as a brand new fresh sheet, and I haven't changed the column headers. There's a reason for that. I'm going to show you in a second. This can save you a lot of time. So I'm going to go back to our origin sheet. So the first thing you are going to need to do is create a sheet that your archive projects can go to. You then need to identify what's going to be the trigger. But I'll walk you through that in a second. So let's set up this automation, this auto-archive. Go to your base origin sheet, click automation, and then click create from scratch. At which point, name it so you can refer back to it in the future. So be as descriptive as possible. So we'll do the completed first. So auto-archive completed projects. This is what I'm talking about with the trigger, and only you will be able to answer this and decide on what's best for you. You can do when a date is reached, you can do when rows are added or changed, when rows are changed, or when rows are added. Now, it depends on what you want to auto-archive on. I'm going to do when rows are changed because that meets our use case in this demo. When? So when the project status changes to complete, we want to run the workflow. So we're going to have when triggered, but you could also have hourly, daily, or weekly. Now, one thing I'll mention here is if the text string isn't present within the origin sheet itself at the time that you're setting this up, if you know what it is, you can just type it in and then select the checkbox, and then it will be in place when that data comes in, essentially. Now what you want to do is click on Add a Condition to Filter Rows. So in the conditions, what you want to do here is select that condition. So basically, we only want a row that has where the project status is complete, basically. We only want that to move. We don't want all of the rows. If you don't set up the condition, what will happen is when you set up this automation, all of the rows will go to that archive sheet. So you need the condition in place. So select an action. So at this point, we're going to scroll down to the bottom and click on Move Rows. Okay. Now you could, I don't know if you saw that actually. Let me change action. There is the option to copy rows. Now that can be good if you want to retain the row in both your current sheet, or your origin sheet, I should say, and also the archive sheet. But that kind of defeats the purpose of auto-archiving. So in most cases, you're going to want to click on Move Rows, but I did want to present that as an option. Then you want to select the sheet. So this is where you type in the name of the sheet that you created ahead of time. So this is going to be this one. So search for completed, hit this, and then hit save. Now this has created the auto-archiving based on our parameters. Now, on this screen here, we can do various things. We can click edit to change that entire automation. We can also click these little three dots here. It's currently activated, but we could deactivate it by just pressing that button there, and then you can reactivate it again. That's useful if you're testing, or maybe you don't want it long term, maybe just for a period of time, but you want to keep a copy of it. If you wanted to delete it and never use it again, you could click the delete button. You can duplicate it, which is really useful if you want to set up some very, very similar auto-archiving or similar automations. Edit, that's the same as this. And then you've got a couple of options to test, and I'll be showing you that in a second. So one thing is, when you create it for the first time, it will start applying for all new, basically, rows that appear underneath. If you've got existing data in like we do, it's not going to work unless you hit that run test, okay? So we need to go back to that screen that we're on. So to do that, automation, manage automation workflows, and we get back to that screen that we're looking for. Now I'm going to test now. At which point we're going to manually trigger the workflow. So trigger workflow on the entire sheet, run workflow. And it says it's run successfully. I'm going to go back to this particular sheet. Now, so changes have been made, refresh to see them. If this has worked as intended, this project here, number 2, should be not in the sheet anymore. Oh, I missed my chance there. So number 2 should be gone and gone to the sheet that we specified. So refresh. So let's have a quick look. And we should have rows 1 and 3. Lovely, still in there, brilliant. Now, if we go to the completed project list and hit refresh, you will see, when it does load, you will see that project in here. Lovely. So this completed project is in here. Now, anytime a new project is entered in here and that status changes to complete, it's going to automatically go to this completed project list. Fantastic. It's taking them out of our base sheet. So if I wanted to set up the cancelled, and the reason why I'm going to show you this automation again is because of this here, because this is really useful. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to click on Manage Automation Workflows, and I'm actually going to duplicate this and change it, because that might save me a bit of time. Now, one thing I need to do is change this to cancelled, the name of it, and spell it right, hopefully. Cancelled. This then needs to be cancelled, not complete. So when project status changes to cancelled, the condition also needs to go to cancelled, and I need to change the rows as well. Or, sorry, where it's being archived to. So it's going to be the cancelled sheet this time. And press save. So this is our new one. I'm going to test it now. You'll see this is blank by default. Now I'm going to test it. I'm going to run that workflow. And then if we go back to this sheet, what are we looking for? Row 2 or project 3 should be removed or archived. It has. Fantastic. If we go into the cancel sheet and hit refresh, it will bring it in. But notice something with the headers. This is where it gets interesting. It's brought in all of the column headers in the base sheet. Now, all you need to do at this point is delete out these. So delete. And the reason why I like doing this, you do have to move that around and you do have to change the primary column. So you might need to refer back to the original sheet to find out what the primary column is. I know it's this, but you might need to go and find it. That little I indicates it's the primary column. So let's go back in here. So I just want to rename this. But yeah, you'll notice it's brought in all of the column headers, and it's also brought in all the formatting as well, which is really useful. So that's why I like that little trick. It's a little trick that hopefully I've shared with you. Hit save. One other thing I'd recommend doing if you're archiving is just have a workspace for your archived projects or whatever that you're kind of archiving. It could be, archive, whatever rows they are. Just have somewhere where you can store the sheets that you're running the archive. It just makes life so much easier. You can find them. Let's just say the auto archiving doesn't work as intended. You can find where they've gone to much easier if you have an archive projects workspace and store those base documents in. So I hope this video has been useful. If it was, please hit the like button. I don't know why I said that, but if you do, that's great. Otherwise, any questions, comments, feedback, drop them down below. And with that said, best of luck over to you, and I hope you have an excellent day.